Alright, today we're going to look at the area of triangles and trapezoids. So the formula that we've already memorized is that the area is equal to base times height, and that works for squares, rectangles, and parallelograms. So today we're going to have a different formula for a for a triangle and a trapezoid. If we look at a rectangle here and we cut it in half, this triangle area ABC is half the area of the rectangle. That makes sense because we cut it in half. Now if we change where A is, notice that the area of the triangle is not changing. And so when we get our formula for the area of a triangle based off a rectangle, just cut in half. And if you look at this, the base isn't changing here, but neither is the height. The height is always from D to C. Okay? We don't measure a slanted height. We go straight from the top to the bottom, and that's why our pictures have those right angles to demonstrate that the height goes from the base straight up to the top. And you'll notice, again up here, that our height isn't changing. Now if I actually change the height of it, it changes, but it still stays half the area of the rectangle. So our formula for a triangle, so the area of a triangle, is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. So we need to identify two pieces of information here, and you'll notice in our picture we have more information than we need, and so we always look for where's the right angle. The right angle is going to tell us which one is the base. So our base here is going to be 18. Our right angle is going to tell us which one is going to be the height, because it goes from the bottom to the highest point of the triangle. So I don't need these extra two numbers, the 23 and the 12. I would need those if I was finding the perimeter, but I don't need them for the area. So it's just going to be 1/2 of 18. That's my base, and my height is 10. So we just take half of one number, so half of 18 is 9. And then 9 times 10 gives us 90. So the area of the triangle is 90 units squared. Okay. Again, you want to write your formula down for the triangle. A equals 1/2 base times height. You're going to do this one on your own. This is 1B, this is 1A. You only need two numbers, so you need to identify the base and the height, and so one number you're not going to use. Alright, now we're going to look at the trapezoid, and a trapezoid formula is a little bit more complex. And so here, this orange, the dark orange, is the shape of the trapezoid. And so if you cut it in half and you flip that piece over, then you have a parallelogram, and you move that over, and now we have this rectangle. And so the formula is you add the two bases, so the original base plus the top, which we call base 2, and we multiply it by the height, and we divide it by 2. Now this is a formula that you don't have to memorize. This is a formula that I will give you. So it's area equals 1/2 of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So it kind of looks like the area of a triangle, except now we have two bases. So in 2A, my bases are going to be 54 and 36. And so now which one's going to give us the height? The 30 or the 24? The 24 gives us the height because it's attached to the right angle. So those are the three numbers I'm going to plug in. I don't need this 30 to find the area. So we get 1/2 of 54 plus 36 times 24. So before you worry about multiplying the 1/2, go ahead and combine your two numbers inside the parentheses. So 54 plus 36 is going to give us 90. And then half of 90 is 45. And so now 45 times 24. And one of the reasons why I keep doing the math by hand is because on the high school exit exam you don't get a calculator. So you just need to practice doing some basic math. So 4 times 5 gives us 20. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus the 2 is 18. And I like to cross out the number when I go to the next one. So 2 times 5 gives us 10. Goes under the 2. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus that 1 is 9. Add it up. So it's 1,080 square units, because we're still talking about area. Right? So like I said, I always give you the formula for a trapezoid. So it's 1/2. You add the two bases, multiply by the height. So you'll notice here in your example that there's no number here, but this forms a rectangle. So that means that this is 7, this down here is also 7. So now you know your two bases, and you have your height. So just plug them in and get your answer.